I'm Marathi. A lot of people think I'm South Indian or I'm from Uganda, but I'm actually a Maharashtrian, and that is shocking to people. And if you know anything about Marathi, there are about 1,000 ways to say the same thing. It's a very fun language, and it's a lyrical language. It's a poetic language, and that there is a fun in that you don't get in English. Lanavla. Lanavla, पण Lonavala or Lonavala. That word is actually extremely hard to say because there's an L and a R and then back to L. So even I have trouble saying it now.
Well, this is the most impromptu interview that is about to take place that I'm doing today, and it's a childhood moment for me.
Wow.
Hi, this is Surbhi here, and I have everybody's childhood icon, Chatur, but Omi Vaidya.
Thank
and
you.
I think we all remember him for so many reasons.
Childhood, you're making me feel old now. Very old.
Okay, let's just say maybe I'm your younger sister who watched your movie was very young.
Appreciate that. Make me feel slightly less old.
Right. But I have to start it with this story, like a very small story. I remember it was December when Three Idiots came out.
That's right.
Right? And I was a kid and I was out with my parents, and there were two movies that were going on at that point of time. I already watched Three Idiots. बट उस थिएटर में चांस पे डांस करके शायद की मूवी लगी थी एंड ये देखो ये मूवी तो देख चुके हैं ये देख लेते हैं सो वी व्हाट एग्जैक्टली वी डिड वाज वी किड्स इंटरवल खत्म हुआ चांस पे डांस का इंटरवल में अभी भी 3 डेज चल रहा था वी रैन कि इंटरवल के पहले का अभी जो सीन चल रहा है वो देख के वापस वील कम बैक
वाओ आई विल टेल शाहिद दिस
okay but yeah so beyond Three Idiots, you've grown so much with time. You've done so much of work. You've done writing, stand-up is something you've done as well. So tell us about this movie that is coming now, Aaichya Gavat Marathit
Bol. Right. So I did that movie. I've done TV shows in like The Office. I've done, I've done plays. I've done so much. I've been an editor of feature films. I've directed shorts. I've always wanted to do different stuff and challenge myself. And what's more challenging than doing a different language that I've never done before? I'm Marathi. A lot of people think I'm South Indian or I'm from Uganda, but I'm actually a Maharashtrian, and that is shocking to people. But it's also very nice. But how do I show that I'm Maharashtrian? I want speak Marathi poorly, which they actually like, and show a new avatar of something that is similar to what they've seen before, of course, give them a little hint of Chatur, but more. The problem with Chatur, or the limitation of Chatur, is he's very one note. You don't see why his motivations are the way they are. And he's actually quite a tragic character if you actually watch him without laughing. So seeing what drives a person like that is actually an interesting thing, and I wanted to make something in Marathi, and so I made this movie called Aaichya Gavat Marathit Bol, and in that movie, a character, an NRI, comes here and he has very little value for this country, for Maharashtra, for his language, for his culture, and he is only after money. This is something that many people are relating to now. We're chasing money, chasing success, not excellence, the opposite of the theme of Three Idiots. So, when he is chasing this money, he is forced, because to get this money he has to get married to a Marathi girl. He's forced to learn Marathi, understand the culture, but he does it for unethical reasons. But through that process, he realizes the value of our culture. Marathi culture, Indian culture, whatever you want to call it, and he sees a different self. He actually discovers his inner identity, and that, I think, is something that is similar to my sort of process as an NRI, coming back to India, rediscovering this place, not just as a foreigner, but as somebody who is deeply connected to this place. Whether I want to be or not, I am very deeply connected to my motherland. And that sort of journey is sort of developed in this film.
Correct. I mean, so properly mentioned. Now, even that, the question that reaches my mind, that comes to my mind is there a personal connect here? Because this is exactly what happened. You came down from India and randomly you gave your, audition for Chatur.
Yes.
And then you're doing this movie now, which also somewhat, it has a very similar note that you're coming down from a different country and then you're coming to India for and you are learning Marathi, then you feel the love for the culture and everything. So do you have that personal feel here?
Absolutely. Growing up in America as a Marathi, where we have a very small community. There are a lot of Punjabis and Gujaratis,
Correct.
but Marathi culture is very separated. America is a huge place. So when we hear Marathi, even if we hear it outside, we get so excited because the identity is limited to your house. So when I go outside in Maharashtra, I feel like I'm in my house, which is amazing. And that thing that connects us. When I speak Hindi, it is a new language for me, and I'm very limited in how I can speak. But when I speak Marathi, I can speak it more naturally. And when I come here, I feel deeply. I can make a straight connection to people through language. And if you know anything about Marathi, there are about 1,000 ways to say the same thing. It's a very fun language, and it's a lyrical language. It's a poetic language, and that there is a fun in that you don't get in English. So if you want to understand a culture, you have to learn the language. And I have had the pleasure and the gift of learning this language as a youth, and then exploring it as a tourist, or whatever you want to call it, as coming back here, and then really now making the film. I have become even more well versed in the culture and language, and that has been really, really fulfilling.
So true. So true. Now, with that, I'll ask you three quick questions in one go.
Okay.
First, your favorite or your most favorite funny dialogue or a line from any Marathi movie or from this movie. And second, your favorite Marathi food because you're in Maharashtra now.
Yeah.
Third, your favorite dialogue from the character Chatur.
Yes. So I think I have lots of funny dialogues in this film. But if you watch if you watch the trailer, yes, the last one, and this is something that non-Marathis do. There's this word in a lot of like Mumbai people call it lanavla.
Yeah.
Lanavla, pon Lonavla or Lonavla. That word is actually extremely hard to say because there's an L and a R and then back to L. So even I have trouble saying it now, but it is something that is extremely relatable. So me Lonavla made rolto, asa mi bolto tite, which is completely off. That's not how you're supposed to say it, but it's quite funny and it's really hit a nerve. So people like that. Your second question was a food. There's so many wonderful Marathi foods. I'm pretty sure this is Marathi food, but I love sabudani vade.
My favorite.
Oh man, a little crispy and then soft inside, especially if it's garma garam. It's like it's a wonderful little secret sin to eat that, and it feels so good. So I love that. And then from Three Idiots, there's so many wonderful ones. But of course, everybody remembers like Kya Hui and Tofak. Yeah, but that's I think that's even though that's funny in the tank scene. 10 साल के बाद देखेंगे कौन रोगे और कौन हंसेंगे. So I think those lines are fun for me.
I think that there's just another part in that particular scene.
Yeah.
The time आएगा.
आएगा. हिम्मत है. So I hope हिम्मत है आपको to come watch my new movie. On January 19th, it's coming out all over Maharashtra. Aaichya Gavat Marathit Bol. And for those non-Marathi speakers, very relatable here, we have given you guys subtitles in English just so that you can experience the whole experience, because this was written by a guy who speaks half Marathi. So the Marathi is even very approachable, very enjoyable, and it's got English subtitles.
Right. When it comes to the kind of movies you've been doing, I think all of those have a moral to give out to all the youngsters, especially. In fact, not just youngsters, for the parents of the guardian figures as well, that they learn how to give an upbringing to the children about education, about a culture, or about a language, as you say. So, have people actually come to you speak about, that maybe for a guidance or something like that?
They always come for guidance. I mean, people always want something, but I'll say that it's always entertainment first. But people want some meaning out of anything they watch. They want to understand. They're actually trying to do the work. So hopefully you get a lot of entertainment here, and also you get something you can bring home.
Right. Okay. My last question to you, quickly.
Last question.
Any fan moment that you can never forget?
Yes, absolutely. There was this one time I was in the airport and this little girl ran up to me. I think it was like Delhi or something. It was during Three Idiots or maybe a year or two afterward. She was like, she said, she came up to me and she said, "You got shocked when you did Susu." And it was so cute. It was so cute. For her, I was that character. There was no, birthday. There was nothing. It was a real person, and you can tell in that moment how much of, of an impact you've had. And I've continued, without doing anything from that one film, to continue to have an impact in people's lives, make them happy, make their sadness go away for a moment. If nothing else, a distraction. What a gift I was able to give, that I was able to do myself, and I hope that in the future with these new movies that I do, I can continue to do that for the audience.
Thank you so much. Well, I think on that present, cute, nostalgic, hilarious moment, we've come to the end of this interview, and I'm so glad you came here to join us today. And of course, it's his birthday tomorrow, 10th of January, so we have to wish him happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you,
today,
Surbi.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.